Provoked by the knights, non-humans rebelled. De Aldersberg responded, releasing his greater brothers, the horrific result of his experiments with the Witcher's mutagens. Vizima was in flames and dying. Enter Foltest and his army. The king summoned the Witcher and demanded the head of the Grand Master, a monster in human form and a usurper. The Witcher set out in search of Jacques de Aldersberg and the stolen Witcher's secrets. The Grand Master plunged Geralt into his vision of the future, where the Wolf's Blizzard would destroy the world and kill all, no matter their race or abilities. De Aldersberg wished to create superhumans, ensuring the survival of the human race. It was a vision Geralt rejected. He drove his sword through the Grand Master's heart and did well. For the vision was naught but a madman's nightmare. They say the King of the Wild Hunt appeared to claim de Aldersberg's soul. They say the Grand Master was an evil man, for the Wild Hunt comes only for the filthiest and most vile. They say only evil can vanquish evil, but those are only legends. In truth, Geralt recovered the Witcher's secrets, and Vizima proclaimed him a hero. Yet life is no fairy tale. One story ends, another begins. As the king handed the Witcher his reward, an assassin attacked. His cat-like eyes and medallion were unmistakable, but that is another story.
The Chronicles of Redania. Vindrag the Elf. Despite what one might think, or one might conclude from his moniker, not one drop of elven blood flowed in King Vindrag's veins. They called him the Elf because of his exceptional beauty, and for the great admiration he felt for the insane. This fascination, seemingly harmless, would have horrible long-term consequences. The king, spitting in the face of all laws and customs, chose as his wife a half-elf, and one of low status at that, known as Beatrix the Corver. The fruit of his regrettable and short-lived mesalliance was Falka, who later tormented bloody revolt against her own father. Though this uprising was ultimately extinguished and Falka herself burned at the stake, the young state was thereafter thrown into chaos for years to come. So, just a few books that I was reading. Well, I found 3 books in this particular room.
A shame I have no time.
They were located in these cabinets or wardrobes or whatever you'd call them, and that one stuck out to me because it talked about something that happened in the Redanian kingdom, and that there was a king of great, supposed great beauty, who was so beautiful they had to call him the Elf because elves are supposedly very beautiful beings, and he himself had the status of being named Elf. And he himself, to prove a point, decided to marry a wife, and this wife was of low status, and of course this brought about some form of controversy that a king never married one of highborn or high moniker such as himself. And this brought about controversy, and Falka is known to have revolted against her father and started a great war, and now the Redanian kingdom is forever in chaos and turmoil. But before we move on, we have to pick clothes as we were told. I only have 1 set of pants. I took all 3 because I'm gonna dismantle the rest later on when we get the chance for some leather and some items to wear. So now we can pick which top we'd like to wear to the king. Probably gonna take this one. Let's talk to the Chamberlain.
A touch tight in the waist, but it will do. Does the outfit satisfy the gentleman?
A studded doublet and a sword on my back, that's what would satisfy me. But tough, when in Nilfgaard.
Yes?
It's a saying. So what now? Powder my nose?
No need. The gentleman's complexion is light enough. The gentleman is to stand before the ruler of the North and South. I must confirm that he knows how to bow.
We have a chance to bow to the king or not to bow to the king. the king, Emir, and Geralt have a past together, and the king once tried to kill Geralt, but luckily enough he failed in doing so. Geralt managed to slip out his grasp. We have no choice but to meet the king, because apparently Yennefer says he has something important to talk to us about, but we could act in a rude way and not bow, but I guess sometimes you have to respect people in power, because, whatever. It's not like he's able to kill us anyway, he's already failed at that. We have nothing else to prove. Let's confirm.
Confirm away.
Please watch. Leg extended, hand flat, head down, chin to chest. The gentleman will rehearse.
Let's see. Right leg forward, wrong. Left leg forward, right hand on chest, correct. Left leg back, nope.
Lacking fluidity and grace. But we've learned to expect less of Nordlings. Come with me.
Well, at least you get to see,
The gentleman will address the Emperor only when asked to, and using the appropriate title.
Your Arch-Magnificency?
I see the gentleman is in the mood for jests. I fear the Emperor might not share his disposition. Your Majesty will suffice. Spoken loudly, clearly, and with respect. Grimi et art ketzer. Daifen aden in karn eb marvut. Emir var emreis.
Bow! Your Imperial Majesty.
Arer ep the orde.
Welchen Namen, wat gern verwort? I thought you bowed before no man.
Didn't want to disappoint the Chamberlain. We're friends. Take it you didn't summon me to reminisce about the good old days, so...
Silence. My daughter Cirilla, she's returned. And she's in danger. The Wild Hunt pursues her. You will find her and bring her to me.
Before we continue the discussion, I just wanted to say one thing. The way the Chamberlain addressed us when he said, "We have come to expect nothing less from Nordlings," it gives you a sense of how the Nilfgaardians thought of the Temerians and everyone else in the southern regions, thinking of them primitive, looking down in a way. And I guess you can even see it now in the king, this aura of His Highness, as if he were not human himself. Everyone has to bow to him and respect him as a god. He's the white flame that dances on the graves of his foes. I don't know. Nilfgaardians think of themselves very, very highly. And everyone else is not so lucky and feels the wrath of the king.
Are you sure? Ciri left. Went far, far away.
Do you believe I drag you here in the middle of a war to discuss a rumor?
I think anyone can be wrong, even an emperor.
I had forgotten how insolent you can be. I haven't the time to convince you, nor the desire, in fact. Yennefer will do that after the audience.
How many men in your army? 20,000? 30? So why me?
You know why. Because she trusts you.
She trusts me, yes. So tell me why you're looking for her. Doubt it's about making up for all those lost years.
For reasons of state, as always. Enough of this banter. You will agree regardless, if for no other reason than because I shall pay you more than you customarily receive for a contract. Considerably more.
Need information, not motivation, only doing this for Ciri. The thing is, we won't know how Ciri will treat us after such a long time, so many years. So we can't expect to have this father. Well, we can expect to have this father figure status of I'm only doing this for the little girl, or who once was a little girl is now a grown woman. Or we could just be straight up front and say we need information, and act like we're detached emotionally. I guess that way the king can manipulate.
I need information, not motivation. Ciri leaves few tracks. She'll be hard to find.
My corps of spies will help you. Count on them and my army, should the need arise. Yennefer will tell you the rest. This audience is finished. Mererid! Take him to the sorceress.
Follow me, if the gentleman pleases. Please keep close. There are many honorable guests in the palace, whom the gentleman
Disgusts.
need not bother.
It seems as if witches are never welcome, no matter where they go.
Calm yourself.
No matter what the situation is. It seems as if those who need the help of the Witcher will always still look down on the witches. It's actually just a could look at it in a depressing kind of way. They're a sect of mutants who do so many things to save humanity, but yet humanity never is grateful for what they do. Instead, they act shocked every time, like, oh, I always thought witches did this, or I always thought witches did that, but you proved me wrong. So it always seems as if witches, in terms of acceptance from society, always start at nothing and then have to gain respect.
He should see me to retrieve his possessions.
Which is not so great.
Yes, then transcribe. The true authority in no...
Geralt, that tunic. You look positively smashing.
Dying to take it off.
I'd consider that a proposition under different circumstances. One I might even take you up on. But we've matters to attend to. Now do you understand why I'm at Ymir's court?
And seems we're in the same boat now. Ciri, she's really back? No chance he's mistaken?
Look, that's more or less what she looks like now. Or so our agents claim. Our little witch has grown into a young lady.
Keyword: our agents. As much as Yennefer may be trying to make people, or at least make Geralt feel that she's doing this out of necessity, there's no other choice but to help Ciri, though the term or the phrase our agents makes her kind of feel a bit attached to Ymir. She's doing this more than just for Ciri. We could confront her on that, or we could let it slide, but let's confront her. Comprehension is key.
So they're our agents now? My, you've clearly settled in quick.
Geralt, don't twist my words. I know who Ymir is. He started this war and its bloodshed. He had my friends killed. But I haven't any other choice. So please, let's not belabor the pros and cons and instead focus on finding Ciri. All right?
Right. Ymir said the Wild Hunt's after her. I'd find that hard to believe before what happened yesterday. How did they track us down?
Because of me. You see, I've spent months searching for Ciri, using locating spells, haruspicy, geomancy, anything, really. I knew the Wild Hunt might sense it, perhaps even find me, but I thought I'd tricked them.
Well, guess you were wrong.
I've sensed them on my trail, hunting me, for some time. If not for you and Emir's soldiers, they'd have gotten what they were after. I can't risk another encounter like that. It's time to put away the magic, turn to more traditional methods. To the best tracker I know. You must find her, Geralt, before the Wild Hunt does.
So Ciri's in danger, and apparently now we know that she's being chased by the Wild Hunt. But the question is why? Why does the Hunt want her?
The Wild Hunt? What could it want from Ciri?
I've no clue, Geralt. Might have written them to ask, but I don't have their address. I know as much as you do. It must be about her blood. Her gift. As for what the Hunt wishes to do with that gift, I'd prefer not to think about it, really.
So where's Ciri been seen, exactly?
In 2 places. Velen and Novigrad. The trail in Velen is most promising. You should make that your first stop. Ask for a merchant named Hendrik at the inn at the crossroads. One of the Emperor's agents. He should get in touch with you.
That's it? No passwords? Secret handshakes?
None. Sorry to spoil your fun. Your boyhood fantasies about the crafts of the trade. All we have in Novigrad are unconfirmed reports, rumors. But there you will have the help of our mutual acquaintance. Triss Merigold. Apparently she's got a cozy flat on the main square.
Sure she'll be delighted to see me. What about you? What will you do?
I shall sail for Skellige. There was a magic explosion there recently, blew half a forest down. I believe this had something to do with Ciri. I'll be in Caer Trolde. Join me there once you've learned something.
Okay. So I should be going down to Skellige to investigate a magical explosion. We are supposedly going to explore Velen and Novigrad. And apparently Novigrad will meet Triss, and I'm sure there'll be a lot to discuss, especially with the current situation of the war and the king's men taking down anyone who doesn't conform or bow to the king. I wonder what she has to say. I wonder where Zoltan and Dandelion are as well. Let's see. Before we part, why didn't you contact me earlier?
One thing before we go. Why didn't you contact me? Didn't need me? Didn't even want to see me?
I didn't want to spoil things. I'd heard you and Triss made a great couple.
Yen, I'd lost my memory.
Really? That's your excuse? Let's drop it, all right? It's not what you think, or it helped me understand how much I love you. I don't wish to hear it. Any of it.
Well, at least we know Yennefer's jealous, even though we clearly know Geralt lost his memory. Even she doesn't want to believe that out of jealousy and spite. Relationships, whatever.
Guess this means we need to split up again. Not my preference, but I understand. Clock's ticking.
It is indeed. So why don't I teleport you to Velen, get you there at once?
Not gonna happen. I'll go on horseback, as soon as I can get changed.
Have it your way? Oh, and you really look quite dashing in black velvet.
Think so? Maybe I can have some of my armor lined with it. Good luck, Yen.
Same to you. And if you wish to learn what's happened in the world while you and Vesemir roamed the wilderness, talk to Ambassador Varatra. That's him over there. And Geralt, I know it's wartime, but try not to be a hero, all right? Just check those leads and come back to me, in one piece. I shall be waiting.
Let's see. A little bit of magic. Let's see what we can find. Little portrait here. Apparently that's how serious.
Scars healed nicely.
Sword for witches. The Last Wish. Lunar Shards. Let's see. There is a lot of literature. Trying to get to loot this. Rusty bread knife. Letter to Yennefer. As I was saying, there is a lot of literature, and for the sake of time I won't read it all now, but if ever there's a necessity to read and analyze a certain text, feel free to make that request. I will read it and I will analyze it for everyone to hear, but I will read what I think I would like to read or what interests me at the current moment of picking it up. Let's talk to the ambassador and hear what has happened in the lands. What's happened in the lands while we were away?
Ambassador var-Attre, Yennefer suggested I ask you about current events, the war and so on.
Of course. The Emperor's servants should keep no secrets from each other. If you will, let us approach the map.
How's the war going? I mean, apart from the fact that Nilfgaard's triumph is imminent.
I assume this to be a private conversation. We've no witnesses, so let's dispense with the propaganda, even that shrouded in irony. Our offensive was going splendidly until winter came. Aedirn was in such disarray that we encountered no resistance. We had reached the Pontar before the first snows. Only a weakened Kaedwen remained, and Radovid's Redania, which had ignored the rest of the North's pleas for help. We thought they'd sue for peace, perhaps even submit to vassalization. We waited for spring, certain of victory.
Radovid? Submit?
Yes, a vain hope, I agree. Radovid sent no peace envoys, nor did he advance on our positions. Instead, he trudged over the snow-bound Kestrel Mountains and attacked Kaedwen, his ally. This attack took the Kaedweni by surprise. They were still mourning the loss of their king. Rudderless and dejected, they laid down their arms after a few lost skirmishes and joined Radovid. And so by spring, instead of 2 weak enemies, we had only one powerful one.
What about Kovir?
Kovir values its neutrality, enough not to lend its armies, or more importantly, even its coin to either side. Returning to the war, this spring there was a massive battle in the marshes of Velen. Massive, yet indecisive. Both sides suffered enormous losses, unprecedented even. Radovid has retreated across the Pontar. He's safe for now, until reinforcements arrive from the south. Then Emperor Emhyr var Emreis will deal with him once and for all.
Couldn't you just go home? Save everyone a lot of marching, not to mention a few human lives.
I'm afraid the stakes are too high to fold now. We can only go all in.
Seems like a note of pride, even when it comes to the war. As much as everything has been explained, the ambassador says, well, Geralt says that wouldn't it just make sense to just put down arms, even though the people in Kovir don't want to fight. Radovid is, or the Empire of Redania is ready to fight. They have attacked their allies so as to assimilate them into one great army. And the North Temeria has been won over by the Emperor Emhyr, and so really what is worth fighting for? Because if 2 great nations or 2 great powers collide, they can only be death and destruction, and it's unnecessary. But pride as the king, as the white flame that dances on his foes, Emhyr can't just put down arms and sign a truce or give up. It would seem weak, and weakness is not such a great thing for a king.
How do things look in Velen?
As bad as ever, perhaps worse. This land never flowed with milk and honey, and now it flows with blood. Armies have swept through it several times, trampling fields, looting granaries, burning villages. Famine grips the populace.
So how's ruling that earthly paradise going for you?
Not well, to be honest. Our forces are spread thin as it is, and Velen is chiefly swampy forests that are difficult to control. We've had several patrols never return to their camps. Thus, we've temporarily delegated authority in this region to a certain Nordling, a former low-ranking officer in the Temerian army, one Philip Strenger, better known by his nom de guerre, the Bloody Baron. I advise you well, avoid him.
We've learned about the Bloody Baron. Someone I feel that I'm not familiar with, but we will have to visit him at some point. Seems like an interesting character and someone who could shed more light into the story.
Any news from Novigrad? Is the Free City still free?
Yes, although everyone knows this won't last. Radovid is in Oxenford, and the Emperor is here in Vizima, at Novigrad's doorstep, both. And both require coin and ships. Novigrad can provide these. Which is why the mood in the city is rather, well, on edge.
Meaning?
How do men deal with fear? They seek reassurance and scapegoats. The Church of the Eternal Fire understands this perfectly, and so it promises to improve the lives of its flock by pointing out the guilty. Who started the war? Who profits from it? Why, it's obvious. Mages, elves, dwarves, in a word, any and all deviants. I've been stationed in Novigrad for 13 years. First as a consul, then as ambassador. I've seen a great deal. Cruelty, cynicism, greed. But what is happening there now concerns me greatly.
Okay, and we can see how now they are pointing all blame, all suspicion to all non-humans so as to keep their monarch clear of all blame and all misfortune. They think to themselves, if we raise up some propaganda, if we blame it on the non-humans, everyone will follow that because no one likes non-humans, right? Right? Well, it's unfair, but that's the situation at the current moment, and especially in wartime. If you find a scapegoat and point at the non-humans and blame them for all the bad things happening in the world, it's a quick way to deal with fear, because the peasants, the slaves, the normal citizens, even the nobles will feel a bit calm. At least they know who their enemy is.
What's new in Skellige?
Nothing. The islanders pride themselves on that, don't they? Doing everything according to tradition, as their forefathers did. And like their forefathers, they quarrel with each other, pillage, occasionally attack our transports. This is cumbersome, but nothing more. Skellige has always been a footnote to history, and so it shall remain.
Sound awfully confident. What if King Bran manages to unite the Jarls? Lead all the clans against your fleet?
King Bran is a feeble old man. From what I know, he barely remembers the names of his own vassals. Uniting all might prove difficult.
Okay.
Thanks for your help.
Think nothing of it. May the great sun light your path.
And that was a great deal of information as to what's been happening in the war. And
how might I serve the gentleman?
By returning my things.
Citrus and cloves. The fragrance will keep the gentleman's robes fresh somewhat longer.
Thanks, bunches.
The Emperor is not known for his patience. He wants his daughter back safe and sound, as soon as possible.
Yeah, mentioned something of the sort. So long.
okay,
Shall guide us straight to Novigrad.
let's travel to Velen. Here's our chance to play some Gwent. Came for the story, stayed for Gwent. I'm scared to lose a lot of money. Let's just bet 5. Let's do this quick and continue. Our deck seems to be set. Let's just check out how many cards and let's see. How many weather cards do we have here? How many weather cards do we have there? None left actually. Alright, let's try this. Choose a card to redraw. Let's see. Could go all melee in this round and then potentially we could go melee and screw our ranged so as to mess up with their archers, but then we don't have any weather cards to mess up with archers. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's pick this and this. Okay. Let's see. Place on your enemy's field. Counts towards this total and draw 2 cards from your deck. Okay, that's a new card that we got a few turns back. And with it, let's not show our hand too early. Okay, let's put that there, our only ranged card. Gave that to us so as to draw 2 cards. I don't know if that was really a wise decision on his part. Let's forfeit this round because we are way ahead. He keeps on giving us cards to draw. Oh, because he has a very big card, but was that worth it though? Yeah, I guess it was worth. God damn it. Didn't lose that many cards though, but he has drawn quite a number. We could potentially lose. We could definitely lose this now. We could definitely lose this now. Very interesting. We need a lot of attack power on this. This man has so many cards of such high... Oh my word, really? This would make 19, it's not enough. This will make 20. Now if he has a weather card, we're definitely screwed because it's forcing my hand to try keep up. He's passed. Did he run out of cards? Potentially. Since we've gone all in, let's go all in on this front and then let's pass. Now we've lost all our powerful cards, we're kind of screwed. We could give him 5 now because we can counter this for the chance to draw 2 cards, so let's give him. Got 2 cards in return. Let's see, he's summoned a Maven Empress and looks at 3 random cards from my deck, so at least he knows what I have. Even though it's 3 random cards. Place next to a card with the same name to double the strength of both cards, but I don't have duplicates of it sadly. Okay, let's try counter things. Considering how big his early hand was, oh my word. Remove all weather cards, huh? Well, I wish I had a weather card right now, to be honest with you. I think I've lost this. Yeah, I've definitely lost this. That card is freaking amazing. There's nothing else we can do now. I'll definitely have to come back to the castle to fight this guy at some point. There's nothing else I can do. Oh my word. Oh well. I could have forfeit, but I just want to see what cards he has. Place 1 tomorrow. That is ridiculous. We have a lot of cards to collect. Yep, that's that. We've lost. End it on a sunny day. Let's see what else he can pull out his sleeve. So at least we know that the Nilfgaardian Empire section... Really? Just forfeit game, it's over. Yes. Okay. At least we know that the Nilfgaardian Empire has quite amazing cards that we could potentially collect. But for the sake of time, let's continue. Left the Gwent, went back to the story. Okay, so there's Velen and Novigrad. So Velen is what we're going for first.
Geralt and Yennefer were reunited, but something even more important happened in Vizima. Geralt learned that Cirilla, his one-time ward, had returned from afar, and she was in danger. He was to find her, at the Emperor's command and Yennefer's behest.
Ah, it feels way good to be back in the world. That was a lot of dialogue.
Give me a what now, you piece of filth?
That was a lot of dialogue that we had to deal with in a short period of time. Now we have to head to
Run, Roach.
the inn. Let's check out our world map. See where we're going. Seems like Valen's a very big place. Very enormous place. Let's see. We're going to be spending a lot of time here, it seems. These are the ports and the isles. I think what we'll do is, for now, for this episode, I think we'll just head here and just see what the story has to offer. And then later on, we'll probably visit all these other villages and see what they have at their notice boards.
Hey there.
Very beautiful indeed. Let's see. One thing. Oh, I think we've encountered someone of interest.
Do not cast match, brother. All may draw from the well of the eternal fire's grace.
What do you want?
Rejoice, for even a creature as depraved and base in nature as you can serve the glory of the eternal fire. Someone must see to the corpses on the battlefield. Necrophages defile those not already rotting in mass graves. This is not right.
That's to be my good deed for the day?
A handsomely profitable one, I might add. I know your kind don't work for free.
A quick job to burn corpses for some free money. I guess it's not really all that bad.
Alright, I'll take care of it.
This will count amongst your merits. The more good one works in life, the more hallowed things are. Yes, splendid. Here are the holy oils. Dash generously and set alight, understood?
I wish it to flare up to the sky, for the glory of the eternal fire and all that.
Once I've incinerated the bodies, where'll I find you?
I shall be near the bridge to Novigrad.
Okay, let's track the quest. I suspect something of his character. The way he says for the glory of the fires and all that, as if it's not really all that important, you know. He has a manner of sarcasm towards it, even though this is supposedly his religion, his faith, the holy flames. I don't know. I think there might be something a bit off with him.
Yeah, sure stinks like a mass grave. Now for the home. Hope they burn well.
Let's see. So far, it didn't even get touched. That actually went exceptionally well. I don't know. I felt that since I hadn't played for so long, I'll be struggling a bit more than I am right now, I guess. But luckily enough, we haven't died just yet. Let's dash on the corpses. Mass graves.
Now for a shot of Igni.
Oh, select. Oh, do I already have it selected? Yep, we do. These are the corpses of, I would suppose. The problem is that this doesn't actually seem like a worn, torn area. Fair and fine, there may be Nilfgaardian flags, but there's only one flag and so many horses. Looks like broken pots and merchants' carts. These are just normal civilians you'd see, more at least traders. It doesn't actually look like a war between soldiers. There was no equipment there, no swords, no armor. I don't know. Seems very suspect to me. No wild dogs for us today. Okay. Ha! I like the way this... Oh. I was about to say that... Oh. No. Get some wolf's meat down. I like the way that different types of monsters have different niches, different environments, and there's this whole biosphere going on whereby different monsters were attacking each other, the wild dogs are fighting the monster. It was quite interesting. Usually in most other games,
now for a shot of Igni.
Most other monsters will just attack you, regardless of the fact that they themselves are near another enemy as well. And like, if you notice something about this situation is, at both places of dead people that we've been to, there's always been one flag, one Nilfgaardian flag. So could you think that these are... Oh, got burnt. God damn it. Would you think that these are Nilfgaardian tradesmen that are being attacked? And if so, who's attacking them? Bandits on the road? I don't know. I don't know, but someone is definitely attacking.
Let's go.
Someone is attacking Nilfgaardian tradesmen. For what purpose? Unknown. Now we're hired by this priest of the Eternal Fire to take care of the corpses. Unless the church is...
Shit, one's still alive.
Unless the church is in line with the... Let's go help this guy real quick. Unless the church is in line with Nilfgaard, it doesn't make sense as to why they would have us do all the dirty work. Let's see what he has to say.
If it ain't that fucking priest, it's corpse eaters. I'm done with this damn town.
A priest?
We'd agreed to meet as usual, just a larger delivery. Good customer, I thought. Then they whipped out blades.
Okay, apparently the priest is dealing with bandits.
We still talking about a priest of the Eternal Fire?
I'd say so. Beat-stained pricks can't be trusted. This one had ordered premium-grade Fistech from me 3 times, everything perfect. But the 4th, his man came at us with knives, sought to knock us out of trade. Shoved me in that ditch with the corpses. Must have thought the ghouls would take care of the rest.
And to make sure, he hired a witcher to burn the bodies, destroy any evidence.
A witcher? Meaning you? So what now?
Nothing. Didn't pay me to burn the living.
Oh, thank the gods it's true what they say. Though mutants, you live by a code. Oh, thank you, Witcher.
More stereotyping, as I was saying earlier on when regarding witches, where people have to, oh, I heard that the witches do this, I heard that the witches do that. They have preconceptions and judgments already towards the Witcher clan. Let's burn the corpses of the dead and go confront. Oh, didn't want to do that actually. Let's go confront this liar. He could actually still be a priest of the Eternal Fire, and he himself is just corrupted. But I don't know. I would hope to see more of the church, as to see if he is the problem or the entire church is involved in this scam or this situation to burn Fistech dealers, so as they can just take all the profit.
Faster.
Do have to say the sunset is rather beautiful. Okay, now this looks like a scorched battlefield, unlike all those other posts, so I guess we were safe to judge the fact that those were just traders, Nilfgaardian traders. Let's get the horse out the way. Okay, before we go confront this guy, I'm out of towny oil. Let's just use some Swallow and Thunderbolt.
Well, Witcher, have you completed your task?
Why do you priests take an interest in the fallen so late?
The Church of the Eternal Fire's first duty is to the living. You've no notion of the work we did just after the battle. The wounded needed tending, refugees, pastoral care. We had sermons to deliver, donations to collect.
Relieved to hear it. What would the people have done without you? So, took care of the graves. Interesting, actually. One of the corpses proved to be quite, well, alive. And pretty talkative.
What do you mean?
Fistech dealer. One of them survived. Had an awfully interesting story to tell.
Intriguing. I would purchase this story from you. For all time. Exclusively.
Okay. We could take his gold and let him continue dealing, or we could kill him. Hopefully, if we do kill him, we might find other people who he was working with, because they'll be angry as to who killed their dealer. But that's just me grabbing at straws. I don't know. Keeping him alive might not be a good thing, because there are many villagers here and they are children. I don't want Fistech in the children's lives. I don't know. As much as I would really want money right now, I don't feel that money is a real problem. We've got so many things we can dismantle for ingredients to craft. Money is not a problem. I don't take bribes.
You can hire me, but you sure as hell can't buy me.
Ah, an impasse. Then it will be cheapest to kill you.
3 on 1. Surely we'll manage, Witcher or not. Take him! Die!
Oh. Oh. Need to isolate. I need to take out the lesser. Oh, priest dead. Must have crit him for something. Get him with the crossbow. Get him with the crossbow. Get him with the crossbow. No. Okay. Can we get anything from you? So the priest had. Oh, 200 crowns, we get the money anyway. Win-win situation. But we're low on HP though. Wasted a lot, and I do mean wasted a lot of health doing that, trying to get him with the crossbow, but I think it was worth it. Let's meditate till daybreak and head to the village. Get our potions back, refill them with our alcohol. Interesting that the church is dealing in Fistech to make some extra gold, extra cash.
Come on.
My question is, to what end? How big is it? How big is the... How far does the rabbit hole go? That's the real question right there. Okay, it seems like there are more people here.
Hey there.
It's another quest. Okay, for time's sake I'll mark the quest. Oh, it's already actually been marked. I'll mark the quest and come do it later on. We have some business to take care of. Now these are the true battlefields. War-torn areas. It seems as if these are Nilfgaardian soldiers, black ones as they call them. I'd assume this is a recent invasion and they've defeated the locals. Okay, another quest. Got a lot to do in this place. And I believe we made it to Velen.
Strangers coming! Run for your life!
To the village that we had wanted to meet at the crossroads. Let's see what's inside. Okay, there's some people sitting there. Before we talk to anyone, could talk to him.
We're simple folk.
Nope.
Seek no quarrel.
Simple folk don't want to fight. Just sitting there smoking his pipe. Let's talk to them.
Pour me another, love.
You've had enough.
No wench will ration my vodka. Pour, damn it. Before ye taste the back of me hand. What do ye want?
We could ask him who we're looking for, or we could ask him for information about this region.
Who rules this land now?
Baron does.
By whose decree? Temerian or Nilfgaardian?
By his own. War's on. You got the men, you take the land.
Why are you so curious, eh?
You, Hendrik?
No.
Don't natter with that, and it'll bring trouble.
I like the way they both looked at each other and nodded their heads, or should I say shook their heads to say no, don't tell him.
So long.
High time we went home.
We'll go once I've drunk.
I think they know more than they're telling us. Turn off them lights.
Looking for a man. Goes by Hendrik.
What do you want with him?
Want to talk to him.
What about?
Give me a bottle of something strong.
You gotta go. I'll open the back way for you.
Haven't finished my drink yet.
Innkeep, vodka.
Who's this in?
Brave warrior, looks like. Got 2 swords, see?
Oi, grey boy. What's the point of having 2 swords?
Wonder if he keeps an extra prick in his trousers too.
You fucking deaf? Gonna say who you are? Or do I need to loosen your tongue with me knife?
Could tell them the truth. Offer them a drink. Tell them.
I'm a witcher. Heard you wondering about my swords. Well, one's for monsters, the other for humans. Only got 1 prick though, in case you're wondering about that too.
Don't touch him. Don't even look at him. Worse than lepers, that lot.
Saw one in action once. Killed a half-dozen. Blood everywhere. Freak didn't even show a drop of sweat.
Got the stench of corpses on him.
If you want a rest, come with me. I've a bench you can use.
I step in the hut, and there's the bumpkin with what looks like his son.
That actually went smoother than I thought it would. Thought we'd have to fight.
Thanks for not starting a row with those swine.
I don't generally poke my nose in other people's business.
Looking to stay the night?
No. I'm looking for Hendrik.
Man lives in Heatherton.
Don't know where that is.
Other side of the hill. Looked that away this morning, saw a strange glow. Imperials on the raid, perhaps. But who knows?
Anything else you can tell me about Hendrik?
Odd fellow. Arrived from who knows where and for no apparent reason. Shacked up with a widow whose husband was stabbed for a scrap of bread.
Baron's men don't like strangers.
Aye, and he stays out of their way. Always seems to know when they're coming. Always manages to disappear.
Thanks, Innkeep.
Now, oh, wait, what? I think our horse is interested in the conversation, but we have found out quite a bit of information. And this is the notice board of the current village we're in at the crossroads. There's a lot of talking, a lot of dialogue, a lot of information given about Ciri and the current situation in this current part of Velen. There has been recent war and people are uptight. It's not all hopeless yet. People still have their livelihoods, but people are quite unsure as the circumstances and are not trustworthy of each other. So, I don't know. I think this will be a good place to stop for now. We'll go to the village and look for Hendrik. Apparently there was a suspicious glow, so I'd assume something to do with the White Hunt and the Frost. I don't know. I'll see you soon in The Witcher 3.